Title IX on campus. Title IX is a federal law prohibiting sex discrimination in education. It states, "No person in the United States shall, on the basis of sex, be excluded from participation in, be denied the benefits of, or be subjected to discrimination under any education program or activity receiving federal financial assistance." Any educational program that receives funds from the Department of Education must operate in a non-discriminatory manner. This has many applications. While often known for its regulation of gender equity in athletics, Title IX applies to a variety of issues, including financial assistance, discipline, employment, and also sex-based harassment. Sexual harassment is the unwelcome conduct of a sexual nature, such as unwelcome sexual advances, requests for sexual favors, and other verbal, nonverbal, or physical conduct of a sexual nature. Harassment includes verbal acts and name-calling, as well as nonverbal behavior, such as graphic and written statements, or conduct that is physically threatening, harmful, or humiliating. Sexual violence is a particular form of sexual harassment. It refers to physical sexual acts perpetrated against a person's will or when a person is incapable of giving consent. A number of different acts fall into this category, including rape, sexual assault, sexual battery, sexual abuse, and sexual coercion. Title IX was created to provide equal educational environments for both men and women. Even just a single or isolated incident of sexual violence can create a hostile environment. It is estimated that 1 in 4 women will experience some form of sex-based harassment in their lifetime. 76% of these women will be assaulted in college. 1 in 20 men will also experience sexual assault while enrolled. If we apply these numbers to Loyola, a school of 4,084 undergrads in the 2015-2016 school year, then 465 students have experienced some form of gender-based violence. With Title IX, the governing law of this subject matter, all students must be informed of their rights. Here are 9 things to know. Number 1. As we mentioned, Title IX is a landmark federal civil right that prohibits sex discrimination in education. It applies to both men and women. Title IX protects any person from sex-based discrimination, regardless of their real or perceived sex, gender identity, and/or gender expression. Female, male, and gender non-conforming students, faculty, and staff are protected from any sex-based discrimination, harassment, or violence. Schools must be proactive in ensuring campuses free of sex discrimination. They must take immediate steps to address any sex discrimination, sexual harassment, or sexual violence to prevent it from affecting further students. Schools must have an established procedure for handling complaints of sexual discrimination, harassment, or violence. Every school must have a Title IX coordinator who manages complaints. At Loyola, there are 3 Title IX deputies, all reporting to one coordinator, Kathleen Parnell. Katsura Kurita is a deputy for students, Mary Alice Meister is a deputy for faculty and staff, and Tim Fox is a deputy for public safety and crimes. The Title IX procedures for how Loyola manages complaints can be found in the Student Code of Conduct in our Community Standards Handbook. Schools should ensure that a victim doesn't have to share spaces such as dorms, classes, and campus jobs with his or her assailant. The Title IX coordinator can change an assailant's class schedule and housing situation so that a student doesn't have to live or work near his or her assailant. Schools may not retaliate against someone filing a complaint and must keep a complainant safe from other retaliatory harassment or behavior. Schools can issue a no-contact directive under Title IX to prevent the accused student from approaching or interacting with the complainant. In cases of sexual violence, schools are prohibited from encouraging or allowing mediation rather than a formal hearing. And finally, schools cannot discourage you from continuing your education. Loyola cannot tell you to take time off or force you to quit a team, club, or class. You have the right to remain on campus and have every educational program and opportunity available to you. There are a number of ways sexual misconduct can be reported. If any Loyola faculty member or administrator learns of a sexual assault, due to the mandatory reporting statute, they are required by law to inform the Title IX deputy. If a student decides to report through Student Life, a no-contact order, confidential resources, a safe exam at Mercy Medical Center, and a referral to law enforcement are all offered. Once the Title IX deputy notifies the Title IX coordinator, the Title IX deputy then meets with the student or complainant. Interim options for the student are reviewed, again, such as confidential sources for the student to talk to, the possibility of a no-contact order to be put in place between the complainant and the accused, a new housing assignment, changes to class schedules, assistance with rescheduling an academic assignment, and the option of reporting to the Baltimore Police. Should the complainant decide not to participate in the school's investigation, the university's ability to respond would be limited. Without the complainant acting as the accuser and primary witness, charges of sexual misconduct would be difficult to pursue. Should the complainant decide to begin an investigation, he or she is allowed an advisor from the Loyola faculty or staff for the process. The student may either choose one or have one assigned through the Title IX deputy. At this time, the accused, or the respondent, will be notified of the investigation, also assign an advisor, and have the process explained. The school then begins the investigation with one detective from campus safety and one member from student development assigned to the case. The results of the investigation are then sent to the Title IX deputy for review. The deputy will determine whether or not there is probable cause to move forward with the hearing. If it is decided there is enough cause for a hearing, the Director of Student Life will assemble a hearing panel including one faculty member, one administrator, and the Associate Director of Student Life. All members will have received special training on sexual misconduct cases. The complainant is then offered options for hearing participation. He or she has the right to be present for or listen to all testimony given during the hearing. The complainant may choose to present his or her testimony outside of the presence of the respondent, but the respondent will be able to listen to the testimony by intercom. The hearing will be conducted with 48 hours notice to both the complainant and the respondent. A decision is made by the hearing panel using a preponderance of the evidence standard, meaning the respondent is more likely than not either responsible or not responsible. The outcome will then be shared in writing to both the respondent and the complainant within 5 working days. Both parties will also receive notice of any sanctions imposed on the respondent. Both parties have the opportunity to appeal to the University Board on Discipline if either is not satisfied with the outcome. The burden is then on the appealing student to provide support for the asserted grounds in the appeal letter. For more information on the reporting process, check out the Sexual Misconduct Policy in the Community Standards Handbook found online or in the Office of Student Life. If a survivor of sexual assault is not yet comfortable reporting formally, there are a variety of confidential sources the student can choose to talk to. The Counseling Center can help a student process his or her experience and inform them of other available resources. Melissa Lees is the new Sexual Violence Prevention, Education, and Response Coordinator in the Women's Center. She can provide confidential, individual advocacy for students, one-on-one support after an incident of sexual violence, dating or domestic violence, stalking, harassment, or discrimination, information on your rights as a student, assistance in making arrangements for housing, coursework extensions, class absences, and safety planning, assistance filing protection orders, and information with reporting incidents to the university and/or Baltimore Police. Turnaround Baltimore is located down the street on North Charles, offering trauma therapy and victim advocacy for anyone seeking resources outside of campus. For more information, feel free to visit these websites. Thank you for watching our video, and we hope that you are now more informed on your Title IX rights.